Fire in the hole, let's cook some pork chops. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard. What I got going on for you today is I've got these beautiful bone-in, thick-cut New York pork chops that I got at Wild Fork Foods. I love that place. This is aged premium Berkshire pork, aged for a minimum of 8 days. These things are amazing. Beautiful pork chops. What I'm going to do is what I always do, hit them with some Sang stir-fry oil. We'll do both sides in a minute. Do this side for now. The sharp bone right there. And then we're going to hit them with some root boy rub number 1, which will soon be available. Generously seasoned with root boy rub number 1 on both sides. Get that flipped over. Get some Sangs on there. Rub down with Sang stir-fry oil. It's a beautiful pork right there. And we're going to generously season them with root boy rub number 1, which is, if you don't have any of that, all you need is some salt, pepper, and garlic, and it's got some other herbs and spices in it. But what we're going to do now is throw them in a cast iron pan and sear them up. Then we're going to remove them from the fire and make a sauce, a gourmet sauce for these pork chops. So stay tuned. My cast iron pan is getting hot. We're going to put some Sang stir-fry oil in there. A little bit of the old Sangs, and then we got some butter. I'm going to put a pat of butter in there. And then we're going to drop in those pork chops. Well, a couple pats of butter actually. Whew, that's hot. There you go. We're just going to sear them up a little bit, about 3 minutes on each side, and then we're going to get them off the fire, and we're going to use the pan drippings to make a sauce, a honey mustard garlic sauce for these awesome pork chops. So let me get them seared up and get them off there, and then we'll make the sauce, so stay tuned. Well, the pork chops have been seared off. We move the pan off the hot fire into a more medium heat. We're going to throw some more butter in there, a lump of butter. We've got some garlic, about 6 cloves of garlic diced up. We've got a spring onion, a couple of spring onions diced up. We've got some fresh thyme and some dried rosemary because I couldn't get any fresh rosemary. And then we've got some more Sang stir-fry oil to go in there, I think. A little bit more Sang. Got to mix that up before that garlic gets too hot. Oh yeah. Get that away from the hot side of the pan. Okay, next thing we're going to go in with is a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. If it doesn't say Balsamico di Modena, Italy, it's not balsamic vinegar, so we need a 1/4 cup of that. And of course I stupidly didn't take the restrictor off, so now you got to wait while I pour out a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. I almost got it done. Okay, balsamic vinegar. And then we got some honey, clover honey, 1/4 cup of that. 1/4 cup of clover honey. Luckily it's warm enough today to be pouring the honey. Get the honey in there. Get the honey, Junior. Yeah, get that honey in there. Oh man. You know what else we need? We need a little bit of the old root boy rub. Just a touch of root boy rub in there. We're going to cook that up a little bit. Doesn't need to cook much. That's our sauce for those pork chops. Oh man, is this going to be good. It's not going to take long either. Maybe another pat of butter. Won't hurt it a bit. Get that cooked up in there. So we've got honey, balsamic. What we need to do now, once that butter melts down, we've got some Dijon mustard that we're going to squirt in there. Squirt some Dijon mustard in there, about a 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. And you know that's going to taste good on those chops. That's about a 1/4 cup. We get that mixed up, incorporate it into my sauce. Now my pork chops are not cooked at this point. They're seared on the outside, but they're raw on the inside. So what we're going to do is get our sauce cooked up. We're going to put those chops back in the sauce with that Dijon mustard and honey and balsamic vinegar. Oh boy. That's a gourmet sauce right there. Let's get the chops that we seared off earlier. There's one. Get that in there, get it covered in that sauce, turn them over. Cover them up in that sauce. Get the other one. Put them in there, flip them over. Get them covered up in that sauce. Flip that puppy back over. Woo. Right like that. Right like that right there. They've got that good sauce on there. They just got to cook until they get an internal temperature. Let me get my thermometer. We're looking for an internal temperature of about 150. 155 I think is considered medium rare for pork these days. Some people like to go up to 160. I'm going to stop it at 155. So they got to cook a while in that sauce, and they're really looking good. So let me get them cooking, and they should be done in a little bit. They're almost done. We'll get them off there. We'll get them plated up. It's so nice, man. I might not even plate them up. I might just eat them right out of the pan. Get that sauce, that honey balsamic sauce is outstanding. Let me tell you what. It's outstanding in the field, just like me. Check that temperature on there. We're at about 109 degrees. We've got to come up to about 150, I think, for pork. Anyway, let's get that cooking. We'll get that off of there, get it on a plate, we'll get a beer and take a taste. So stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-frosty Root Boy mug. And here's today's beer. This is from the 81 Bay Brewing Company, Real Slow Irish Red Ale. You notice I've been doing some red ales because I wanted to get my buddy Dan into drinking something different aside from that stuff he usually drinks. But anyway, Irish Red Ale. This is a real red ale. You can tell that the red comes from the malts and not from red food coloring. You see? You see the color of that? And hardly any head at all on that. And that's 5.5 ABV, which is very sessionable. Anyway, yeah, check this out. Wow. Let's take a sniff of that, Rob. What do you think? How's that sound to you, that Irish Red Ale? Oh, it smells great. It smells excellent. Let's take a taste, Rob. Stay tuned. That's delicious. Anyway, let's get this pork over here and get a piece of it in my mouth. That's the most important thing. Here went my knife. Uh-oh. Hang on, stand by, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops. Oh, come on, knife. Okay. Yeah, let's get a piece of that pork in my mouth before I lose it. Let's cut into that puppy right there and right there. You got that that glaze I put on there is I don't want that piece to get away. Cut right into it right there. The honey mustard and herb glaze. Look at that thing. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God. Wow. That's outstanding. I gotta have another piece. Gotta get another piece of that before I knock my mug off there. That'll be the end of the show. That sweet honey balsamic glaze and that onion garlic. Oh man, it's just too much. Wow. That's blowing my mind. That's some awesome pork chop right there. That is a gourmet restaurant quality pork chop. Delicious. Okay, babies, that's my video. So, Rob, I bet your dog could tear up one of those pork chops, couldn't he? I know I could. Anyway, yeah, go up in the iCard. If you like this crap, please subscribe. There's a subscribe button right there. I'm coming up on 10,000 subscribers, and when I do, I'm going to have a giveaway. It's not going to be anything spectacular, but you will be getting some stuff. A couple of lucky subscribers are going to get some Rude Boy boxes. And if you like this crap, please subscribe. If you don't, go up in the iCard and check out the barbecue pit dog. That's my drinking buddy Rob and his dog Duke. They're rocking the YouTubes lately. They've been setting them up and putting them down. So go check him out. Come back next week. We may not cook anything good, but I'll tell you what. This pork chop is probably the best pork chop I've ever eaten in my whole life. It's delicious. This is an excellent recipe. I urge you to give it a try. Just follow the directions. There'll be a complete recipe in the description. And yeah, just check it out. It's awesome. Okay, babies. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.